Good evening. My name is Tom Merwin. I'm one of the farmers, owners, and vintners for Fellow Wines of Clarksburg. Great for you guys to be joining us out there for a very special event tonight. Not only do we have our winemaker and farmer David Ogilvie here with us, but tonight is our first fellow conversation live on Facebook. So wherever you're at, if you can, please share, like, etc. to get our social media presence out there. That'd be greatly appreciated. And we're really excited tonight to be talking about the Fellow Chardonnay.
And I just, sorry for looking down so much. I have got my phone here. I was trying to get us all lined up so I can answer questions. So if you got questions, send them to us in the chat, and we'll get them answered. Hi, Larry. Nice to see you, buddy.
Hey, Larry Whitted.
All right. So yeah. Again, my name is David Ogilvie. I'm one of the farmers for Fellow Wines, and with Tom as well. And I'm so excited to do this. I want to say thanks to all of our subscribers. And I'm not just talking about Facebook subscribers. I'm talking about those of you who are subscribing to receive our monthly and bi-monthly shipments. So thank you so much. And to all you new subscribers, since we posted this previous video or a new video highlighting what we're doing, we've gotten a few more subscribers, and that's just great. So I want to make sure you guys know the deals that we got going on right now, getting ready for Thanksgiving. If you check out on the website, fellowwines.com, at checkout, put in "give thanks," all one word, and you're going to get 15% off. And on top of that, if you buy a full case, you will also get 30% off. And then remember, when you're looking at those prices, it always includes shipping. So you're not going to pay for an extra price for shipping. Those prices include shipping. So, and if you want these wines by Thanksgiving, like this beautiful Chardonnay, please order by Monday, the 23rd, and we'll get them to you.
Awesome. Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Let's talk about Chardonnay.
Yes, let's do.
How many of you have tried our Fellow Chardonnay yet?
Well, before we dive into that,
okay.
We also want to make sure that anybody that's on Facebook Live, social media in general right now, to share the video, but also feel free to ask questions to our. We have David here, our winemaker. Utilize them if you have any, whether it's simple or complex questions. Let's use David here. And now let's jump right into the Chardonnay. Now,
right.
Obviously, David, a little background around the grape, comes from France. A lot of people, maybe that's all they would know. So,
Yeah.
Do you have a little primer on Chardonnay?
A primer on Chardonnay. So yeah, it's from France. It's a Burgundian grape. In France, in Burgundy, they don't really put a whole lot of oak on it. Maybe in some regions, smaller regions, they do. But the really heavily oaked Chard kind of came into favor with California Chardonnays, and it became very popular in California in the late 70s, early 80s is when it started really coming into favor from consumers. And so because of that, other kind of large plantings of kind of blah white wine got pulled out, and Chardonnay was planted. And that's when Chardonnay really hit the ground running here in Clarksburg. And Clarksburg was the little secret for all those Napa and Sonoma wineries. They realized they could come to Clarksburg, and this is all, since the early 80s till even today, they learned that they can come to Clarksburg and get very high quality Chardonnay without paying super high prices. So that's what we do in Clarksburg. So you're gonna get just some beautiful tropical notes on this wine, and just a touch of oak.
Some would say that the story of Chardonnay in California very much mirrors the story of wine grapes in Clarksburg.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we started growing grapes in Clarksburg in the mid '60s. Our family started growing grapes in the 1971 was our first. My grandfather planted Petit Syrah.
Yeah.
And Zinfandel in 1971. Okay. So, but Chardonnay and Chenin Blanc came right after. So
when you are, I mean, again, this is Clarksburg single vineyard Chardonnay.
Yeah.
what do you look for when you're about, when you're going to harvest the wine grapes and stylistically, what goes into
Yeah,
it?
so this is actually a Wente clone Chardonnay grown by a very dear friend of mine, James Johas. Cheers, James. This vineyard has been in his family since it was planted, 25 years ago or more. And I just work with James and really trying to hone in the vineyard to do what we want. He very much wants to make sure that the grapes are at peak quality as well. So when I'm walking the vineyard and making that crucial decision to pick, I walk with James or by myself and just taste those grapes, and I'm looking for those ripe tropical flavors while still having the acidity. And often that means, and especially with Wente clone, you're picking so the bricks level are right there around 23 bricks. Now there's other clones and other wine styles where you want your bricks level, which is the amount of sugar in the grapes, to be as high as 25 and a half or 26 even. And when you do that, the acid drops. And so what we're trying to do with this Chardonnay is really pick at the optimal time where you have those tropical, that pear mango, rich flavors and body while still retaining that acidity.
And I could definitely see that in there. Now, oak usage here, I know that's a big issue with making high quality Chardonnay.
Yeah, so you're not going to find a really heavily oaked Chardonnay with this wine. I just do a touch of oak. It's about 10% equivalent of new oak. I make a heavily oaked Chardonnay and a stainless steel Chardonnay with no oak, and different yeasts that really bring out the tropical notes, the fruit notes. And then the oaked one, I use a yeast that kind of gives more of a creaminess to the wine. And then later at some point I'll put a blend together and come up with this wine. So I'm not looking to get this really heavily oaked wine. I want to showcase that fruit. I mean, we're farmers, we're growers. We want to show off the fruit, not the oak barrel. So that's how I.
Yeah. So it's a tool. So it's a tool. So for you, it's
a tool.
You don't want it to take over the
Right.
whole part of it.
Exactly.
Yeah, I can definitely see that in this wine.
And that's what makes it so great for food pairing.
And
should we talk about food pairing?
Funny you mention it. We have a little holiday coming up here
Yes.
pretty soon that we're all thankful to be a
Yes.
part of and excited to. Is Chardonnay a wine you could pair with Thanksgiving meals?
Of course. I mean, Chardonnay is a very versatile wine, so it's not going to have that bracing, super high acidity that some varieties have, and it's not going to be super flabby and really sweet. It's somewhere in the middle, so you can kind of thread the needle with a lot of different dishes. So, I mean, there's the traditional food pairing of white meat with white wines, and this is a perfect example of that. With a turkey with a lot of flavor, it can handle a white wine with good body like Chardonnay, and again, the fruit of this wine isn't going to overpower, because there's a lot of fruit and not a huge amount of oak. It's not going to overpower that turkey, and it will complement the turkey. But because of the reason I said before, it will also go great with your candied yams and your Brussels sprouts. I do Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
Anyway, and then those mashed potatoes, anything, and then of course the pumpkin pie. You can't go wrong.
Yeah, I can see this.
So.
When you when you don't hit the turkey perfectly as far as cooking it and it gets a little dry, I can see this really enhancing some white meat.
Just get a big mouthful of wine and go with that.
Exactly. Yeah. Rehydrate it a little bit. Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally.
I don't know who's cooking at your house.
Yeah.
That never happens in my house. All right.
Well, we appreciate if we don't have any more questions for tonight. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Again, we encourage you to go to our website, subscribe. Again, like David said earlier, when we have people that purchase our wine and enjoy it, that's the best part of it. Is when we get those text messages, emails, when the manager of a Fellow Wines gets that text or email on how much they enjoy it. That's what really sells it for me.
That's great.
We're just here to enhance the experience.
Yep. And go ahead and go to the website fellowwines.com and ask or purchase your wines, use the coupon code Give Thanks to get 15% off. We do have some comments. Greetings from Lodi. That's
our neighbor,
Larry.
our friendly neighbor.
Our friendly neighbor in Lodi. Thank you, Lodi, for watching.
Yes. Keep tuning in.
Yeah. So, and you know, we'll if you're watching this video later, feel free to ask a question underneath. We're gonna visit these videos regularly, and we'll get notified if you comment and ask a question, and we'll answer them. So, feel free to do that. Other than that,
cheers and happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving. Thanks for watching.
Cheers.